YouTubers, I want to welcome you to another edition of Bargain Bin Gear. And I hope you're subscribing because I'm always referring to past videos. That's an easy way to find them. Okay, now for those who've been watching Bargain Bin Gear for quite a while, know that I don't really feature many guitars, right, on Bargain Bin Gear. It's mostly amps and pedals and things like that. And part of that is because, one, I don't really collect guitars, and two, I'm perfectly happy playing my Bootlegger spade guitar. It's a very small headless guitar, and it's quite light. And well, we're going to take a look at this guitar today that we haven't looked at before. And today we're going to look at a guitar. It's a headless guitar, very much like the Bootlegger spade. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at a headless guitar. Oh, must be indigestion. Okay. No, the reason why I'm doing that is because we're going to look at an earth guitar. Very strange name. It's like earth without the H. Right? It's a CW2 Pro earth guitar. And here it is. Take a look at that. Wow. Bizarro, right? And there's the bridge, right? And it's a headless guitar, right? It's actually quite light, and it has a jack well hidden underneath here. Now, these are actually quite inexpensive. On Amazon, you can go on there right now and buy one new for about $389. And some people have complained and said, well, it's nothing more than a Vandenberg copy, which is a headless guitar, much more expensive. Like their entry-level guitar, I think, is $1,000. Whereas this one was $389. Now, with that being said, this particular one has a few changes, and it's the pickups. These are active pickups, EMG, 81 and an 85, I believe. Pretty common. Active pickup was put into this guitar, which is fine with me. I wanted to try them anyway. I've never really played active pickups that I liked anyway, but I believe these are great. Now, here's something kind of goofy, because you know, or maybe you don't know, that I like to play a clean guitar, right? rather than high gain distortion guitar. However, this guitar has a feature that I find kind of amusing, and that is a kill switch, right? I don't know if you're familiar with like a guitarist like Buckethead would use this quite often. Randy Rhoads as well. You know, they play a chord or whatever. Cuts your signal. You know, quite frankly, a clean guitar is kind of useless. You know. Okay, so anyway, and this was my friend's guitar, and he sold it to me. You know, and he's the same one who sold me the Bootlegger spade, which I absolutely love that guitar. Right, and this is very similar to that. In fact, it kind of feel-wise, almost plays the same, but there's a few changes here. And that is on the guitar. On the guitar, it's very much kind of like, let's say, a regular Fender Stratocaster, right? Whereas on the Bootlegger spade guitar, has a locking nut, right? So it very much feels like guitars that have a Floyd Rose and those kinds of things. Basically a locking nut. This doesn't have that. And here's another weird difference, is that both guitars do the headless thing opposite ways, right? On the Bootlegger spade, the guitar with the ball end of the guitar string goes to the bottom of the guitar, whereas here on the right, the actual ball end of the guitar is up here as opposed to down by the bridge, right? Both take standard strings. However, from what I understand, though I've never actually done it, so I can't vouch for this, but I was told that guitar changing of the strings is much easier on this guitar than the Bootlegger spade. Right. The other thing is, I was wondering, how are these EMG active pickups going to be for a clean sound compared to the passive pickups of the Bootlegger spade? And I'll show you that later. It's actually quite different. However, I absolutely love the sound of the guitar as it is with the EMG pickups. Quite interesting. Now, what I discovered is that it really depends on the amp you're plugging into. Whereas my Fender Super Champ X2, kind of a 15 tube amp combo, and there I preferred the Bootlegger spade guitar. It wasn't quite as high output, but it seemed really nicely balanced with the X2. And the X2 didn't really respond all that well to the EMG pickups. However, I tried a few other amps. The Bootlegger THIE, little tube amp heads, right, in the two box cabinets, and the guitar worked out really well. The other thing is that what I'm playing through right now, the Thunder 99 Harley Benton power amp pedal, which is not even tube, responds super well to the EMG actives. I guess it took me a little while to get used to the pickups, the active pickups, you know. So I've never tried the guitar with the stock pickups, right? Only these EMG actives, and I can always pull these out and put in different kinds of pickups. But actually, I really like these. I think I'm going to keep the guitar just the way it is, you know. And it's really great guitar, you know. Now I read one review where a guy was going, "Oh, it's nothing but a Vanderberg copy," you know. Is all negative on the guitar. And it reminds me of people who say, "Oh, electric guitar is nothing more than a piece of wood with strings on it," which is silly, you know. But for example, if I played over to the Bootlegger spade, which I affectionately call the Bootlegger. So now I have a Bootlegger and an I'm sorry, but the name is just terrible. You know, it's not quite as bad as like the Beat Buddy drum machine, you know, which I can't stand the name of that pedal either. But it's a weird name, Urge, right? So, okay, now here's the Bootlegger spade guitar. We can hear it here. Forget what I was playing though. Yeah, that's right. Definitely not as hot, not quite as bright either. So you can tell it's definitely not as hot pickup sound. However, notice the balance between the chords are really nice. You know, whereas the Ert with the EMG pickups, definitely has a real distinct sound, you know, definitely brighter, more dynamic maybe than the passive pickups, you know. However, especially when you're going for kind of a, you know, a more kind of a jazzy type tone, the passive pickups seem to work really well as well. So anyway, there's the guitar, right? Terrible, I'm going to start doing that. I am totally impressed with this guitar. And you would think that the headless part would be a fad, but it really does affect the playing of the guitar as well. And I really like it. And in fact, after playing the headless guitar, I went back and played a Les Paul, Epiphone Les Paul Classic Pro. And, I mean, that thing is huge. And weight-wise, it's unbelievably how heavy that guitar is. So I much prefer the headless guitars. And I still love the Bootlegger spade. But the it has stainless steel frets, and it's a welcome addition because it just plays really well, And I have to admit, though, that it's $389, whereas I think the Bootlegger spade is $699. Something to consider. And, EMG Actives were really put on the map by, Metallica, basically, as a heavy metal. But keep in mind, it does great clean sound. Play the same thing on the Bootlegger. Has a definite different sound, right? Mellow kind of sound, whereas the with the active EMG pickups has a much more livelier sound, much livelier. This is the best way to describe it. So that's the CW2 Pro, highly recommended, man. And sorry, I had to turn my fan on. It's just so hot in here. Okay, so let's talk about the pickups. These EMG actives. Very nice, clear, clean sound, and they're very clear. And I think if you were playing something dynamic, you'd probably choose this guitar. Whereas the Bootlegger Spade with the passive pickups is a lot mellower, is the best word to describe it for me. You know? Now who knows, maybe I'll gravitate towards the EMG actives and put them in the Bootlegger Spade. I don't know. But right now it's kind of two different flavors. You know, you've got a mellow flavor over the real kind of dynamic sound. So that's the pickups. And I think people overlook that the EMG actives can give you a really great clean sound, because they're known as heavy metal pickups because of Metallica, right, who've been using EMG pickups for years. So between the Bootlegger Spade and the CW2 Pro, you really have a choice of EMG actives or the Bootlegger Spade stock pickups, which again are a lot mellower. You know? So I guess it depends on the kind of sound you're going after. As far as the guitars go, both of these guitars really play great. You know, I was a little concerned that the wouldn't play as well, you know, but I'm wrong. It plays every bit as good as the Bootlegger Spade, and does it for less money. And the other thing is the body style, right, of the is kind of bizarre looking, I guess. You know, that little, right? Yeah, right there. It's kind of weird. However, when you play it, it actually feels very balanced and is nice to play, very comfortable. Let's put it that way. I thought, well, it has more body wood than the Bootlegger spade. However, the Bootlegger spade is quite a heavy guitar, really. And so between the two, they're about the same, really. Surprising. In any case, remember, you can get these at Amazon. And is a Chinese company, and their motto is to make a quality instrument at the lowest price as possible. And I think they've really done that here. And yeah, this particular case, you can really believe the hype, you know, of the guitar. CW2 Pro is definitely worthwhile. And it's actually quite straightforward guitar. You know, it's not complicated at all. I mean, you've got a 3-way switch and a tone and volume, and that's it. Alright, so if you're considering one of these, I highly recommend it, especially for the price, you know. And I'm quite impressed with the EMG Actives. I never thought I would like them. In fact, I was talking with my friend saying, well, I've got a set of PRS passive pickups I can put in there, you know. But I decided to wait and see what all the fuss was with the EMG Actives. And turns out they really produce a lively, dynamic, clean sound, as opposed to the passive pickups, which are a lot mellower. So there you go. Alright, wanted to show you that, so very good. See you next time.